What's going on, guys? Wait a second. Why do you guys look a lot more clear? Oh, that's right, that's because I got a new camera. So before I start off today's video, guys, I wanted to guys know that I did finally get a new camera. If you guys didn't know, all my previous videos I recorded on my channel, I recorded them with the GoPro Hero 5 that had a Rode mic as an external mic. But unfortunately, after 60 something videos, that camera finally started going out on me. It started giving me a lot of issues with the camera itself and the mic. So it sort of deterred me for a while from recording any videos, because there was times where I recorded a full video just for me to go back to edit it, just to realize that the audio was completely off. There was some weird clicking noise. I don't know if you guys heard that. I've mentioned it before in some of my videos. So that sort of just stopped me from uploading any videos. And on top of that, I also just I'm a third-year college student, just finished my third year, going to my fourth year, so that's another reason. School takes up a lot of my time as well, and I work. But I finally decided to go out and buy a new camera. So the camera I'm actually shooting this on is the Sony A600. Really good camera. The reason I got this camera was because my friend, the homie filmer Lewis, actually has this camera. It's a really good camera, and the reason I got this was because it actually allows me to shoot 1080 at 60 frames per second, which would be good for any slow-mo shots or any cinematics I want to do on this channel. I was going to go with the Canon T6i, but that does not shoot 1080 at 60 frames per second. And then this camera, unfortunately, the Sony A6000 does not give me the option to add an external third-party mic. So unfortunately for me, what I have to do is I have to buy a Sony mic, and this car is driving really slow. I don't know why. He made a U-turn, and I don't know, it might be one of the residents living here, because I'm just in a random neighborhood. But this camera unfortunately does not give me the option to add an external third-party mic. Sony does sell their own mics, but unfortunately they are kind of expensive. They're about $100, 100 something. I know they have a shotgun mic for 60, 80 bucks, so I might invest in that. But for now, this will do. So another reason why I got this camera is because I want to start shooting other cars other than just mine. I kind of want to go out and shoot other Accord members that I've met, other people that are down to shoot videos. So let me know what you guys think, if that's something you guys are willing to see on this channel, because I know it gets kind of boring and repetitive when you see videos of just my car. Or I don't know, sometimes you guys find them really interesting. I get tons of messages from you guys on Instagram, which if you guys haven't followed me already, it's going to be Accord_Empire. Make sure you guys give me a follow. So moving on to the title of today's video, that is, do I regret stancing my car? That is a question that I actually get quite often from people who ride with me in my car, or people who hear stories about me driving my car. And personally, to me, while I don't regret it, there are times where I kind of wish my car wasn't really low. I am not completely slammed. I am pretty low though. I'm about a finger in the front and half a finger in the back, if that makes any sense to you guys. But there are 3 reasons why I think if you are going to lower your car, you need to take these 3 reasons into consideration, and that is performance, looks, and how functional your car will be. So talking about performance, as you guys know, I drive a 2004 Honda Accord. This is no way whatsoever a fast car. It's not a race car. But the reason I lowered it for performance is because A, it gives you better handling, B, there is less body roll, and C, overall it's a lot more comfortable to drive, considering that I am on coilovers. I am able to adjust my ride height and how my ride feels, although right now I am a lot more stiff simply because when I drive over dips, I don't want my car bouncing up and down. So that's one of the reasons you may want to consider if you want to lower your car. So the second reason why you may want to lower your car is simply for looks. As you guys can see, I love the way the Accord looks. Right now I'm actually about a finger in the front low and about half a finger in the back. That's just how the easiest way for me to explain it to you guys. It looks really good. I love the way it looks. I always get compliments, you know, driving by, there's always people staring, there are always cars, you know, giving me thumbs up. It just feels really good. So that may be another reason why you might want to lower your car. But on top of that, guys, moving on to the third reason is how functional it is. Now, you guys got to consider that when you guys lower your car, there are going to be consequences, more exclusively consequences such as driving over speed bumps, going over dips, going up driveways, going in and out of parking lots, stuff like that. There are things you guys are gonna have to consider that you guys have to give up. There are certain places where you may not be able to drive anymore. You know, now after about driving this low for about 6 months, I know exactly where I need to drive, where I cannot drive. You know, when I go to work, I can't drive a certain way because of how the road is. I can't enter a specific way because I know there's a speed bump there. So these are all things you guys are gonna have to consider. I will insert clips here of me going over speed bumps or me going up driveways just to show you guys what you may have to deal with.
Oh god, dude. And there's like little spikes right here.
Oh, watch out for the spikes.
Oh no!
And on top of that, there are things that may happen that you may have to repair. For example, we're going to take a look up front real quick on my front on the wheel well. That fender, that lining, I don't know exactly what it's called, the lining inside my wheel well, it actually ripped because I'm assuming when I was driving at one point, the wheel ended up catching that lining, ripped it off, and it started burning it off. I'll show you guys real quick actually. So if we take a look here, guys, this is the lining that I'm talking about. I'm assuming the wheel caught it somewhere up here, ripped it right out, and if you guys can take a look in there, it is actually all burnt down. That is something that may happen if you guys drive your car this low. Another thing that might happen is your fenders. You may need to roll them. I have not rolled mine, but I probably will in the future because my tire is actually catching the fender right here and twisting this part right there, which kind of sucks, and I don't want it to crack the paint to the point where I may have to repair afterwards. So that's another reason. And overall, the cost of it, guys, lowering your car is not cheap. I guess the most cheapest way to go is to get springs. I didn't get springs, I got coilovers simply because I'm able to adjust my ride height and how it rides. You can get coilovers like me, or you can get airbags like my cousin Pearl Panda. But it is not cheap. This setup right now cost me about $600. And on top of that, you will have to replace other parts such as your lower control arms. You may need to get a camber kit, wheels, and tires. Wheels right now, if you guys remember one of my previous videos, it was probably about, I'd say, like 2 months after I started driving my car, I actually popped my left back tire because I guess that was sort of my fault, not specifically on how I was, but because since I do have camber, it ripped through one of my tires in the back and I had to get it replaced. Luckily, I did find tires pretty cheap because of the tires I'm running right now. They're pretty low profile tires. They are 215s, 35 18s, or 30, or 215, I think it's 35, 18. Yeah, it's that. So they're pretty cheap. I got some Toyo tires on all 4 tires right now, but that's something you guys will need to consider if you want to stance out your car. So overall, guys, if you really do want to stamp your car, take all these into consideration. There are a couple other things you might consider that I didn't include in this video, but I just wanted to give you guys sort of a brief idea and the reason why I lowered my car, as well as why I may or may not regret it. And in the end, I don't regret it, like I said, but there are times where I wish I kind of wasn't low. But that's just my personal opinion. Everyone's situation is gonna be a little bit different considering how low you go. You know, although I talk about how bad it is to be this low, I kind of want to go a little bit lower in the future. But if I want to go a little bit lower, I think I might need to get airbags. I don't know, I'm just saying, sometime in the near future, get airbags, like my cousin Pro Panda, because it'll get rid of some of those problems that I'm currently facing. But overall, guys, take those into consideration. If there are if anybody else wants to comment on this, make sure to comment down below to let other people know. But that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And like I said, stay tuned, because now with a new camera and a new editing software, I am hoping to shoot a lot more videos. Also, if you guys are interested, or you know anybody in SoCal that may be interested in teaming up with me and shooting a video, let me know in the comments down below, or make sure to send me a message at @accord_empire. But other than that, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Later. So before I actually end off today's video, I actually forgot to mention something. So if you guys remember from the last video, I was talking about how I wanted to get an exhaust. If you guys got the hint, but unfortunately the guy who I was trying to buy it off of completely lagged on me. I tried literally for a month to get this exhaust. I literally week after week was messaging the guy, and he was like, yeah, I'll get it off. And there was times where he messaged me asking if I still wanted it, and I was like, yes dude, I still want it. But unfortunately this guy logged on me hardcore, and about after a month I gave up. I was supposed to get a full catback exhaust MagnaFlow, but unfortunately it didn't happen. So now I'm just gonna have to go a different route. And the reason I kind of wanted to get this was also because he was selling it for $400, which is super cheap, stupid cheap, considering they sell for about 800 bucks. So now I'm gonna have to go through like a custom exhaust, do some like custom piping and stuff like that, because I am not gonna spend $800 on an exhaust right now. And that means for my rear lip, if you guys are wondering, I know if you guys have messaged me on Instagram of that, I will be installing that sometime next week with the homie from Lewis. That way I can install the exhaust right after. So stay tuned for that, guys. Hope you enjoy.